Hey guys, Jeremy here from Flatware Creations. I am hoping that everything's working right. Today we're going to be making a pendant with 2 spoons and some brass. But before we get into that, let's get this show started. Boom! And just like that, we're back. If you like this type of content, you want to do some learning, please subscribe. You can be entered for prizes whenever we do them, and you'll get notified of all of our live streams. So if it seems interesting to you, please like and subscribe. Alright, and don't forget to hit the bell. Okay, so we got started. I don't have the chat. Let me see if this comes up. Okay, so we got that. Hello. Bink. Okay. We'll bring this back. I'm going to get rid of this chat here because I can't see it. I do have some information coming on my phone, so I'm not trying to be rude, but I have stuff coming. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Did I do both? I did do both. So we're gonna take this pendant and this spoon and this spoon, and we're gonna cut out the purple parts, which is gonna leave our little white parts here, which is the young fox and the young hound, whichever way that works. They're going to sit back to back. See how there's not really any room in there? I rolled them through the rolling mill. We're going to put them back through the mill one time after they're cut, just to make sure everything's identical. And then we're going to take some of this brass shim, and we're going to, there we go. And we're going to use this in between the two of them and solder everything together. That should be fun. Okay, let's see. What does this say? Stream has a low bit rate. Okay, so there we go. That's what I wanted to see. All right. Did I post hello? Yes, I did post hello. Okay. Make sure everything is set. We got that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I've got one camera up here looking down the best that I can. I found out that you guys can see it if I shut off all the lights and just use one light. So that's what I'm going to do, kind of cutting in the dark. I'm going to be using a jeweler's saw. This is a cheap $10 one on eBay, 15 maybe. It allows you to adjust here, so this can slide up and down. So after you break the blades, you can pull it down to the size of the blade, and that way you kind of still get to use it. I have a 3/0 blade on here. I thought I heard something through my headphones. Helicopter. Hey, I'm live here. Come on. I 3D printed this guy here. This is where I keep all my saw blades now. I've got them all labeled. So this is a 3/0 blade, and I am out of 3/0. So after we leave this, I'm probably going to go to 2/0. And there's a hole at the little end. So once I pull it over the one I want, I can, where are we going? 2/0. I put a little mark up here lets me know which one it goes to, and the blades come out. So I'm going to put that over there for now. I am going to be using my visor with the lens on it because I can't see real well. So if you can hear me okay, I'm hoping that everything is all right. I'm trying to look through the camera here. What if I put you there? Okay, so I have to make sure I look at you and not the camera. All right, let's get this show on the road. Okay, and okay, let's try that. All right, so I've already pre-drilled a hole in these guys. Gonna take my I'm gonna take my saw. I'm gonna take off the bottom one. Some people take off the top one. Either way works. I want this facing the top of my saw, and I'm gonna put the blade through the hole. Oh, I didn't even look for my wax. Oh, I have this stuff. Extras from my stem, or from my 3D casting. So I'm going to use this as the wax. Let's see, let's get rid of that one. Come on, focus. There we go, right here. Alexa, turn off my switch.
Okay.
Come on. What? There we go. All right, so put on my visor. Get the braid lubricated, and I'm just going to kind of cut my way over to an ear or a straight line. So these are regular paper that I printed out. I printed them out in Microsoft Word. Oh, come on. Let me shut the focus off. There we go. If you can hear me okay and see everything okay, let me know. Or just say hi. So I'm getting the ear right now. So with my cutouts, I always try and get the piece so that I can turn it into an earring, or not an earring, but yeah, an earring or a pendant. But this guy is so thin up here by the front leg, I'm not going to be able to use these for that. What is going on? Please don't break. Please don't break. Please don't break. There we go. Did I lose a bunch of teeth or something? I did. So I'm just cutting out the silhouette. Come on. No, I broke it. Did I break it? Yep, I broke it. Trying to make too many turns. Teeth are going that way. This is a little harder to do in the dark. No. Alright, so we're going to clip these off. I really don't want to fight with it. Alexa, turn on my switch.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is here and same thing. Let's go here. So I just made these the length I need for my rings. So they will go into a ring bucket, which is, where'd it go? Alright, we'll put them there for now. Okay. Oop. We'll get this guy back in here. So I'm pushing a little pressure in here. That way whenever the blade comes tight, whenever this comes undone, I'll be able to have a nice tight blade. Alright. Alexa, turn off my switch.
Okay.
Alright. And we're off. Just barely putting any pressure when I make those corners. I do have, okay, good. I couldn't remember if I had the little music running in the background. So this part right through here is the hard part because it's right through the leg. So the leg and the face are almost right next to each other. This one's actually cutting pretty nice. Alright, we'll get some lube here. Ouch! I don't know if I can get this with a number 2/0. It's very close to the body of the little fox. We'll just go slow. Trying to over exaggerate it a little bit because the size of the blade. Come on. Going over the top of the head. So I'm going to go around all of this because it has little ears and I can definitely not get those with this blade, so I'm going to go around the head of the little guy in the middle. That way I can use a smaller saw and be able to get all those little details in there. I'm really happy with how easy this guy is cutting. Each one of these little tiny turns we really want to make sure that we capture the fox. I think that this is a tail. So I kind of did the same thing I did up here, is I'm kind of making a loop around the tail so I can come back in later and define it. Okay. So now I have to go back this way. No doing that. The paper started coming unglued. Sorry, I'm not talking a whole lot. My brain doesn't function well enough to do that. All right, now we're mostly on big details. Broke a blade. Alright, so it broke really close up here to the tip. So I'm going to loosen this up. Let me switch cameras. So what I'm going to do here, ouch! I'm going to loosen up this bracket and I'm going to bring it down . Is that right? So on the back of it, you can see the cutout. So I'm going to put it in the hole where it broke. Excuse me one moment. Sorry about that. I am back now. Hunter Houston, is this a special order? Yes, it is a special order. Sorry, I couldn't see through the camera. This is the Fox and the Hound. I can put you back here. There we go. So I have a shorter depth here. because the blade broke. So we just keep going, it's just everything's shorter. Sorry about the phone call. I knew it was coming. That's why I gave the warning in the beginning of the video. Everyone's getting ready to go fishing. I think I have almost every weekend booked from now until maybe the first week in November, second week in November. Yeah, first week in November is booked. What is going on? Come on. There we go. Yep. As soon as I get this one cut out, you'll be able to see the vision for the pendant. So right now I'm using a 2/0 blade, and it seems to be doing really good. It is thinner than the 3/0. For some reason, it feels thinner anyways. Alright, now we're in a complicated part again. I need to make sure that I leave enough room for this piece, because this is a little tiny piece that's going to have to get soldered. Okay, so for this, I cut a little farther down below that spot, so I have room to turn around my saw. And it's hard with the one-off, so like get in a routine or pattern. I think I would have probably put a second hole down here to be able to get around this piece. Come on. It's also kind of hard doing most of this in the dark. Alright, get up here for his cheeks. This thing is binding so much, and I'm going straight. The nice part is we can clean all of this up. So if we get off our line or make an adjustment somewhere, we can go back and clean it up. Alright, so we've got the ear. And now over the top of his head. Alright, here we go. Oh, the leg did come off. Where'd it go? So we've got our hound here with the leg. I knew it was going to be super close. Or did that piece come out? Oh good, it's still there. See if I can get it to where you can see the details. Oh, I turned autofocus off. Alexa, turn on my switch.
Okay.
Alright, so let's go ahead and I'm going to switch blades and I'm going to clean up this portion. Let me turn this back on. To on. So you can see the purple on the top of his head. So I'm going to take, and right now I'm going to switch blades. I don't think I need to go crazy, but I'm going to go with the 6/0. Yeah, it should work. Blades upside down. So same as before, just putting it through there. Oh, and it's full length, so we gotta adjust this. It's still kind of a cute piece. Alright, so now I'm going to work on the top of this guy's head. So I'm going to start here. Oh great. The paper started coming up. Come on. There we go. So I'm going to take this off. And this guy, I'm gonna leave just like that. So we've got his head all cute. We got his ears on there, and his nose, and his little tail. Okay, let's get this off of here. I don't know why the camera is going weird. So let me try and get this off. Ouch, get those glasses off. Can you see here? Nope, not really. All right. Okay, that helped a little bit. All right, let's torch this thing off of here. Where did it go? There it is. My torch is out of... I'm like, why aren't you lighting? So this was super glued on. And I've seen him do this for sterling jewelry. And they did the same thing, just torched off the okay. That should be off. Don't grab this, it's hot. So now it's all ugly. Let's see if we can take some of that off real quick. Alright, so let's try to take it off. Oh, I wonder if that would work. Put my glasses back on so I can see here. think I need to go down one level. So let's see, it goes pink, or blue, pink. No, pink, blue. Do I have blue? Got this one. There we go. So you still want to be careful with these to try not to go through the plate. This is the second smoothest in this kit. So after this blue one, we'll do the pink and try and blend everything together. Yeah, this is coming off really easy. I'm very happy with this right now. Just trying not to stay in one spot too long. Here we go. Almost there. Remember, the harder you push, the hotter it gets. So is blue. We'll keep that out for the next one. Oh, I gotta pick one here. Yep, pink. Alright, so this is all nasty and ugly right now. I'm going to try and blend everything together. It sounds like a little mosquito. Is that the sound of the Dremel tool? Is that loud, or is the microphone cutting it off? I know some of you guys are talking, or not talking, but watching on the computer, so or not computer, on TV, so you can't really answer. Alright, so now I've got it to kind of shiny. I'm going to put it on my buffing wheel, this guy. I'm using the Red Rouge for that. So be careful wiping them off too, because you have those small parts. It looks like I went through the plate in a couple of spots. See the little dots? That's where I went through the plate. So I might have to redo it. So this is the effect we're going for. So it really makes the little guy stand out. Let's see what I can do about those things. I'm going to try my discs here. Well, that didn't really help it. And once it's shined up, it's still going to show up. So I think I'm going to have to remake this one. That's a bummer. Actually, it's got a silver base. Alright. We'll see if we can salvage it or if we need to go through. Hunter says it's a mixture when you use the Dremel. Okay, so it's like in and out. Okay. Let's see. We're going to go down one size. So I'm trying to blend that into the rest of it. If that doesn't work, so I'm just trying to blend everything together. I keep wanting to call him Simba. It was one of the first ones I ever did. Alright, so now we're to here, and let's see what that does. Whoa! So I'm gonna go a little deeper, see if we can salvage this. If we can't, it's no problem. I'll just make another one. So this is down one size. in the sander. So what I'm trying to do is now I'm gonna make the whole thing try and blend together with those spots. So we're going through the plating just a little bit. Just trying to make it all uniform. Worst case scenario, I can try and replate it. Alright, let's go down one more size. Or no, up one more size. So as you go through this, you have to keep changing the sizes. So that's what it looks right now. I'm pretty sure I do have a link to these sanding discs. The set that I have goes up to 2500 grit. A lot of times you don't really need that much, because your buffer or your little buffer attachments for your Dremel can get it shinier faster and still take off hardly anything. Alright, so we're gonna go for blue. Oh, that's why this one was so crazy, because it's not blue, it's black. Black should be down here. So that explains why we went through the plate, because we used the most aggressive bit that we could. Yep, we're right. And the whole time we're just trying to keep everything blending together. Yeah, I think, ouch! I think I still have to go up with another level of sanding. Blue goes here, that one goes here, this is next. So right here I'm trying to get rid of all of the previous lines. Yeah, I can see some pretty good scratches in here. So we just take our time. A lot of this stuff is the finish work really makes the difference. So if it takes a little bit longer, it's worth it. Alright, so we're pretty much there. I kind of like the effect that I get from these. So if I could pull everything down, I can make it all uniform. Alright. So now we're nice and shiny. So we're just going to clean it up with the buffer. Okay, so we just have a little bit on the edges that we got to get off of there. Come on. So we'll get these edges real quick. Pink is last. Pink is last? Yeah. So I'm gonna try pink again. Sorry, I'm not talking a whole lot. I'm trying to focus. So I've only used these bits a couple of times, but normally it's for sterling. They really shine, bring it out. Just checking to see where I'm at. So I've got just a couple little spots. All right, let's switch over to pink. No, let's switch over. Yeah. Is that pink? That was pink. So I'm going to change the different shape. And I've got this edge right here. This thing is really rough. Like there's lots and lots of the scratches from the discs. I thought I got high enough. It's getting warm. Okay. So we'll see where this is at now. We'll see if we can get a nice high polish on it, because we might be able to save it. Got one little spot right there. So this is the next size up. I want to try and get some of those scratches out because they're really noticeable. So when you're sanding stuff, each grit so like the lower numbers, they're a higher, they take more off, but they also leave deeper scratches, so you have to kind of work your way up to the higher numbers before you can get a really nice finish on it. I wouldn't have had to do all of this work if that would have been blue and not black. So that was my bad. Because this one should have been done already. Okay, so I think this one is about done getting the marks off. Oh, and this is 400 grit. Alright, now we're gonna go to, I think it's 600 grit. Yeah, I'm seeing the scratches really disappear between the last two. Yeah, that's already looking nicer. Just really going after those scratch marks right now. Yeah, it's starting to look really good. So this special order has been a long time in the making. It's taken me quite a while. Alright, so we'll level this out. Come on, be shiny. It is shiny. So next we need it to all look the same. There we go, that's pretty good. Let's buff it up. There we go. Sorry about my dirty fingers. Okay, so I'm gonna call this one good. Now we have to get the back. We have to get the back here. We want to get all of these little edges off. Make sure we start with the right ones this time. So this is 220 in the spirals. Yep, this is taking off the burr. So I'm just using this to take off the little burr from our cut. So I'm only doing the edges. Because this part needs to be nice and smooth, especially whenever we go to solder them. Alright, that feels pretty good. Now we'll put on a pink. I'm going to take this and see if I can clean up all the black that's on it with a piece of sandpaper. Hey, it works. And we want this side nice and clean so it solders well. And this side doesn't have to look pretty. It just needs to be flat. Okay, no sharp spots. No sharp spots up there. Okay, so on this side, I am going to go down to 80 grit, and I'm just going to kind of make this uniform. 80 grit's really going to help give it some more holding for the solder. And when we solder this, it's going to be a challenge, to say the least. It might be easier than I think, because I'm not trying to get it perfect on the outside as well as the inside. So we're going to leave the back just like this. Why isn't this camera focusing? Is it already up? Oh yeah, there it is. Autofocus. There we go. So that's the back side, and that's the front side. Nice, shiny, smooth. No! Sorry about that. So this one's nice and flat. Come on. I'm excited. It's going to look good. Alright, so I'm going to call that one done for now. And let's cut this one. Grab this guy. Same thing, we're going to put the blade through the hole. And let's go ahead and cut this, or change that. Okay, Alexa, turn off my switch.
Okay.
Forgot to turn on the light. There we go. So on here we have kind of a brow. Sorry, I just need to be able to see the spot. Give my eyes time to adjust back. Oh, another thing you want to remember, whenever you're cutting this out, it's better to stay on the inside of the stencil if you can't really follow the line real well, because you can go back and clean it up, but we can't add metal. So if you cut into the white, we don't have the metal to make the shapes we need. But if that does happen, just try and accentuate the rest of that part. So if we went off right here and went into the white, we'd want to go into the white some more all the way around it to make it blend. Ouch. That is the one thing I don't like about this saw, is that it this little lever, it really oh, it got his tail there. Oof, that one's gonna be a tough one. It smashes your fingers sometimes, and I oftentimes forget that. Alright, so this is going to be a saw blade. Okay, so I'm going to back out of this hole. I'm going to go to the end of the tail, almost to the end of the tail. I'm going to start cutting up above the tail. So we definitely want to be careful in here. Ah, paper's coming off. I'm just trying to get the purple off of the tail. There we go. Alright, now the tail's done. Get this going around here. I didn't even notice the tail until I put these glasses on. Alright. Have you guys been making anything cool? Or doing anything interesting lately? Whoa! That was close. Almost went into the white. It's always making a weird making a dog without ears poking up. I mean, I do that all the time with this, with the forks. But because he was a type of hound, his ears just lay straight down. This is the first time I've done a piercing in quite a while, I think. For that one, I ended up pulling back on the blade, so I didn't cut too much farther forward. Alright, now onto the foot. Did I cut the edge of this one's foot off? Alright, now we got a long stretch. This makes it nicer. Whoop. Almost there. Got a couple little wiggles here. So close. Ah. I'm not saving any of these because once they're gone, I'm going to replace them all with lasers. I think they're called lasers, or backwards again. Come on. Get in there. Using the same size blade. It's a 2-aught. 2-aught? No. It's a 6-aught blade. Okay, I can't get it back through that, so I just put it through the main hole. Alright, so I put it back in the hole that we started with, and we're just going to go backwards. Get up there, turn it around. Come on. Come on, come back. There we go. All right, now I can go get that head started. There we go. So I just used the edge of my block to keep the blade where I wanted it to. Come on. The blade's tight. Just feels weird. See how clean I can get the lines together. Whoa. Oh, I turned the focus off. Okay, Alexa, turn on my light. Alexa, turn on my switch. Alexa, turn on my first switch.
Okay.
Right. So now we'll get this guy off of here. So I have done this with Mod Podge before. It does work, but a lot of times it ends up slipping up. So let's try taking it off with 300 something. Yeah. Let's torch that off first. Remember to be careful where the ashes go. Okay. So we'll start taking this stuff off. I can't really bring that one closer. Hunter says, not making anything cool, but am marinating some salmon. Nice. Sounds yummy. Okay, we're gonna go up a little higher because that came off pretty easy. I want to have the smallest scratches in it that I can and get all this stuff off. Yeah, that's working good. So this is a 400 grit wheel. Well, that side came off easy. There we go. Just got to change the angle a little bit. It's weird how the pattern is coming out like it had little pits in it. It looks pretty good. Just got this little bit right here. There we go. Get that one. Cool. So I'm going to take this up to 600. And I'm going to go down the whole thing. Just try and make it nice and even. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Flip it over. See if this one will take off the edges. Yep, it is taking off the edges, so we'll just keep on with this one. Yeah, like I said before, the finish work can really change a piece. So spending a little bit of extra time on it is worth it normally. Okay. Now I'm going to take my blue, this guy here. Actually, I'm not going to take blue. Yeah, so I'm going to use my 180 grit thing here. Hunter said, have you done a Baby Yoda pendant? No, I haven't done a Grogu pendant yet. Hi Tutu. I just finished some tamales for my birthday dinner and now watching you be creative for a little while. Awesome. That's great. Tamale sounds good. I have a pork steak marinating for me. So we'll just take this guy and I'm just going to do the same thing I did to the other one. I just want to rough it up. Make sure the whole surface is clean. And this is the back side. I think what I'm going to try and do, let's get you up here. I think what I'm going to try and do, let me shine this up real quick. All right. That is not my fox. So I got my fox and my hound. Nice and shiny. Back to back. They're definitely not a match. But I'm going to run these both through the my rolling mill real quick. I just want to make sure that they're flat and matched and perfect before I put this on there. So this should just take me a second. I'm going to see if I can, well, you guys can see me in the back. It'll just take a second. Yeah. I'll be back. Okay. So I've got these guys flat. Let's see. Just gonna tap these down. There we go. Now they're really tight. That's what we want. Okay, let's see. We're done with those for the most part. I need the brass. A little trick, if you ever get rolled metal like this, go on the inside and it just kind of make it a little smaller. Everything else will shrink down. Come on. There we go. So now this will just slide off nice and easy. There we go. So I'm just going to catch this in my lap. Okay, that'll work. Ah. I should use this small pen. So now we got our spoon there. Hi, Tommy. Scissors? Do I have scissors? I don't think I do. I think all of those are in the house. All right, so we're gonna do a hack and slash job with the saw here. So I'm just gonna cut this way off of my thing here. And we're going to do the same thing again, just wrap this up from the inside. There we go. Done. We'll put that up here where I can lose it later. Alright, so we got our spoon. I would prefer to cut this out, but I don't have my scissors. I'm going to use the back of the throat here so that I can keep it from bending. Yeah, this is just gonna get wrecked and waste time. So I'm gonna mute you. I know right where my scissors are. I will be right back in 1 second. So let me mute you. Let me mute me. And I will be. I forgot that I had my 3D printer printing out rings. Okay. Get this cut. I'm trying to stay on the outside of the line because we can grind this off. There we go. That looks a lot better. Oh man, I got a crease, not a crease, but like a line right there. All right, I gotta put this through the rolling mill again. All right. So now these are bent, so we're going to flatten them out. Right, and we're still pretty tight. One sec. So this is my first time ever making a pendant like this. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully this will be touching now. There's one. Come on. All right, now we're flat. Just want to clean these up one more time. All right, so the rest of that we can clean up whenever we're doing the end. But there's one side and the other. So this is the vision. Got the puppy, and then on the other side, we've got the fox. Now we just have to solder these together. And Bob's your uncle. Okay. Let's go to this camera. The tricky part is making sure that everything gets clamped so that it all stays flat. I'll take that one. I'll take that. Normally I would use something like these forceps, but they're going to leave really big marks. What else I got? Got that one and that one. This one. Yep. And anybody else? Oh. So there's a couple ways that we can do this. We can sweat solder them, which is what I'm going to try and do, just because it's 100 times easier. I'm going to put little flakes of solder on here, and then I'm going to heat them up and melt them. Same thing on this side. And then what we'll do is we'll put this on here, on there, get them sandwiched together, and then heat them up, and that solder should solder itself to this. So I need bits and pieces of solder. So I'm going to take the solder, actually I can't zoom that one. I'm going to take the solder and I'm going to flatten it. Just make a bunch of flat solder. You can also do this in your rolling mill if you have one too. And then I'm going to snip off really small bits. The solder will spread out quite a ways. So we just need little tiny bits. We really don't want the solder to flow out of the brass or out onto the brass. Now it's going to take a bunch of these little chips, so we got to do both pieces. And these guys are really small pieces. And then once I clamp everything together, hopefully I can heat it up. I can see everything kind of squished together a little bit more in the clamps. And I'll know that I got both sides. This is the most dangerous part, because this solder can flow out everywhere. I used to cut just bigger pieces, clamp them together, and then squish the solder through the joint. But a lot of times I ended up with solder coming out into the brass. And once it comes out into the brass, it's really hard to put back to get back to where we want it. So I'm going to move this out of here. I'm going to put my visor back on and just start placing these around here. I shake so much. Come on. I'll put another piece right here. Another little piece right. Put another one down here. That should get us pretty close. So we want to make sure that we have enough in the middle. Let me see if I can get that to adjust. Filters. That's a bummer. Let me see if I just get lower to it. Definitely got you closer. Okay, so you can see all my little solder chips here. And we definitely want to make sure that we have enough on the outside edge so that we get a nice clean edge. It's easier to clean off solder that's on the outside than it is on the inside. Okay, I'm gonna put one more piece there. All right, so now I'm gonna take and heat this up. Just want to heat it up nice and even. So they're balling up now. I'm gonna wait till they fall down. Okay. So these have all dropped down. Oops. So these have all taken and just shrank down into a little ball. They're pretty flat, but they've fallen. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other one, and then we'll put everything together and sandwich it all together. I have to cut up more pieces here. Excuse me. All right, we'll cut some more solder. Excuse me. So I'm just snipping these little pieces off here. I wish I could zoom that camera in. Come on. Whoa. So I don't want to put it too close to the edge, but at the same time I still want it to be able to hold everything. Okay, I need another one there. And I'm going to put another one up here. One more. I shake so much that really makes this difficult. Okay, so our edges look good. I'll put another one there. From past attempts, I know to always put a couple extra. Come on. Come on. That edge is good. That edge is good. Okay. Okay. Edge, edge, edge. That's all good. That should be good. Okay. Let's torch this guy. Autofocus is on, right? Let those cool for a second. This is the scary part for me. I've had so many go wrong in this step. Still hot. I think I need another piece of solder right there. That looks good. Whoa! There we go. If I do have something go, it's going to be the piece that I just put on. Man. Okay. Well, you stay. They're still warm. Youch! Make sure everything's lined up straight with each other. Come on. Okay, so that one's good. Flip this over. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to clamp it tight. So that's got our top. I'm going to put another one right there. I'm not getting as much pinch as I want. So I'm using my, I think they're 8-inch forceps. Yeah, 8-inch forceps. I've taken and I've ground the teeth down. So I'm just going to clip these to the parts that are still up. Like I said, this is the dangerous part. By getting the 2 clicks on it, that's going to help it squish down once it gets tight, or once it gets hot. Okay, and I think that's about all I have to put on it. Okay, so I'm going to heat all this up and pray that it all comes out right. Cross your fingers. And so this, we're trying to get it all heated up. So I'm watching for it to start sinking down. Once that solder gets hot, it's going to start falling down. So I see it squishing. I already see solder coming out. Okay. I still didn't fill up my new spray bottle. Darn it. So I got a couple pieces of solder on the inside. I might be able to pick those out once it gets cooled down a little bit. So I'm trying to put it in the bucket. There we go. Yelch. Alright, so taking off all the clips. It looks like a solid. Sweet. I'll take it. We'll see if we can get those little beads. So I got 2 on the fox side, and I have 1 big one and 1 small one on the little side. So I'm going to take a little needle here. See if I can do this where you guys can see it. I'm going to see if I can just pick these off. Yep, there's 1. There's 2. There's 1 up here in the corner. Come on, buddy. I don't want to hurt the where'd it go? I don't want to hurt the brass. Ouch. There it went. Okay, so that side's done. There's 1. And get off there. There we go. So we can get all of this edge. I just want to make sure everything's down and secure. Yeah, it looks pretty good. We'll start on the cleanup work. And that one, that one. Okay. So I've got all of the little beads off. So I'm going to take this now and I'm going to start dremeling around the outside edge to get this flashing off of there. Let's go to this camera. I'm going to use a drum for this. One of these guys. I think this is 180 grit. Send it back down to a 5. Let me see if I can do it on my buffer with my fiber wheel. nice and smooth all around. So a little bit of solder. So this is the part where I normally start to get in trouble, because I can see little bits of solder in there. So what I can go back through and do is I can lay a thin bead of solder right in there and just kind of let it sweat feed in there. But I run the risk of some of the solder getting on the face of the spoon, and also at the same time, once I'm heating it up, I'm loosening up all these pieces that we already did. So but it's kind of killing me that I have those edges there. Like I said, this is where I get in trouble. This is where my OCD tends to get me in trouble. So there's that one, there's that one. Trying to decide if I want to do it or not. Hoping I kind of blend them in with what I'm doing now. I think I might just do this tip here. I put everything back. What did I? Oh, it's all over here. And because I've already soldered this, I don't have to make sure that it's really clamped down. So I can go one click and be okay. So I have to figure out how to line this up. Actually, I could probably do this. I want to set it up so that the tip right here is facing me. I have it clamped so the heat shouldn't go back too far. And I am going to take and make this as flat as I can possibly get it. So whenever I touch it to it, it should just go into that little crease. So I'm just making it really flat. Okay. So what I'm looking for now is I'm just looking for that solder that's up here to start to melt. Once it starts to melt, I'm just going to fill it in with this solder. Almost there. Come on. Give it a little more heat. Come on. Where did my leather piece go? Okay. So I cranked up the heat a little bit so it didn't soak up the heat and go all the way to the back. Alright, now we'll clean this up on the end. So this piece, this drum is 80 grit. You want to be really careful with this one that you don't come off of the spoon, because it will wreck your tips or your spoons. Okay. Now I'm going to drop down to 220. So that one. Okay, so that's done. That's done. This is acceptable. So I'm going to switch up to my we'll go with blue. Just kind of go over these edges. Get this cleaned up. I got a little piece of solder on this side. Come on, there it went. If you try cleaning this brass, you're going to have a little edge around the whole outside that you can't get into. So what I do with that is I'll take a Q-tip and I'll break it off and I'll put it inside or in this handpiece, and then I'll clean it up with that. Some little marks from where they were holding together with the clamps. So it's looking pretty good so far. Once I get it all cleaned up, then I'll get it put in the tumbler. But we're a little ways from that right now. I want to make sure everything is neat and even. I'm going to run this through the rolling mill. Just so I can make it sure it's flat all the way up back here. Oh, still need that on. Okay, so where we're at right now, we have our pendant almost done. Let's see. So our pendant is almost done. There, that's a good contrast. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run it through the rolling mill to try and get rid of this line right here. There's one on both sides. So I'm going to run this through the rolling mill and just try and get all of this flattened out here. So let me get you set up here. I'm talking, but you guys can't hear a word I say because I have to put it on my mic. So I'm going to pinch this together. Let's separate. Yep, it did separate right there. Okay. So clip that one. Ouch. Nope, that's going to take more pressure than that has. We're going to put some solder in there before we do that. Make it flat again. I'm going to put a big chunk up in here. Just get it in there as far as I can. Come on. Okay. Let's get this guy torched. Just double check that all of this is soldered together. All right. So it's still loose there. So that was my fault running it back through the rolling mill. I should have done that beforehand and got that line moved up. Learning curve. Is the sound back on? Bye, Tommy. Yeah, so I'm going to have to resolder that. But let me get the end cut off so we don't have to worry about that anymore. And I'm just going to do it in the bandsaw just because it's a lot faster. It shouldn't create a ton of heat. I want to take it off right there. Hit it with the sander. Okay. So that's what our top looks like. It's with all the solder filled in, and then we got some edges here that we got to clip back. So we'll put this guy here. I am gonna flux. I'm gonna use some ruby flux here, just because inside there it's dirty now. So I'm just gonna put a little bit in there. See how flat I can get some solder. So what I can do here, whenever I flatten it down like that, I can stick this down in here now and get a decent piece. Whoa. You want to check both sides to make sure that it's going to be clamped together. It's going to stay where we want it to. So I'm trying to put more pressure on the inside so that it pushes out that way. And then this one, we'll do the same thing. Run our solder in there. And remember, we have two sides of this, so we need to get both sides. Where'd that piece go? That was weird. I didn't think I'd quite get this far on it, but I know as soon as I stop, well, I gotta eat, so I got that. So that side was loose. On this one, both sides came apart. Come on. Let's see if I can get it in there with my... No, I can't. I can't even hardly touch it. Put that one there. Okay. Put this one on the other side. Okay, so I'm good on both sides for space. I'll put one here. And let's see. Just trying to make sure I have these in the right spot on the right side of the brass. Sorry, I'm blocking it, but I gotta see too. Okay, so that one's on top, that one's on top, that one's on bottom, and that one's on bottom. This one here, I need one piece up there. Solder? There it went. Yeah, this is all the fiddly stuff that ends up taking forever. Okay, that should get us there. Okay, I think this will do it. Double check all of this has the flux on it, and yep, we'll call that good. Let's torch this thing and cross your fingers. Hopefully this works. If it doesn't, I might have to do it again. All right, so these will work. All right, let's do this thing. That side went, and that side just went. It looks flat. That looks flat. Your fingers still crossed? That one needs to come down some more. This side came out nice. But this other side is still split just a touch, so I need to put some more pressure right here. And the rest of this is just safety so that the rest of it doesn't come apart. So I'm trying to close this spot right here. And as soon as this drops, I'm taking the heat off of it. Come on, buddy. Drop. You can do it. Come on, almost there. There we go. I think we got it. Yep, looks good. Now to just clean it up. I'm excited. Okay, good. I have two small things. This one right here, you can kind of see it's a little raised right there. And then this guy, this one here is raised up a little bit. I don't think that's going to be a problem. That dog's down. I just don't want it to catch on anything. Let me see if I can just tappy tap on it. There we go. All right, that's down. Let's see if we can get this one down. That one's down. That one's down. All right. Let's clean this bad boy up. I'm going to work on the edges first, and then we will work on the inside. Get rid of that ruby that was still in the pipette thingy. All right, we got our 220 on here. Let's see, this one? Yeah. I like being able to be able to hold it on this to keep it flat. Get all those marks off from the sander. So I've had this one to make for a long time, months. But I keep forgetting to do it. Alright, that looks good. Okay. I'm going to put this on the fiber wheel. So what I'm calling a fiber wheel is this guy right here. This off real quick. So I'm doing the outside first just to make sure that everything is good. All right, now let's see how it buffs out. Okay. Oops. Wrong button. Wrong button again. So let's get a hole put in this guy. I'm going to use my little punch I made. Glasses so I can see. Let's see, is the dog taller? Yep, dog's taller, so we're gonna go above him. Right there. Up to the handy dandy drill press. I'm using a 1/16 inch drill bit, Cobalt. I'm actually going to go up one size. I'm going to put this on a chain that's a little bigger. So I just want to make sure I have a jump ring big enough that matches. So what I'm left with is there's a little piece of flashing on there. Just going to be really careful to get that flashing off. There we go. And it is all the way through. So that looks good. That looks good. Where'd that little hammer go? It's that one. Is it still up here? You guys see that little hammer? It's just a little tiny guy. Those are not it. That's not it. It was the little one that I used to tap down with before. Here, hammer, hammer, hammer. It's gone. Alright, we'll use this guy. What I'm doing is I'm just tapping it down. There we go. Just making sure everything's flat. And it looks like I got pretty much everything buffed out that I could. I forgot I had this guy. So this is a buff, but it works with the one I don't have in here. Yeah, it's too big. Can I switch heads? Nope, can't switch heads. Okay, so we'll switch this to a pink. This is where I get in trouble the most. Well, before with the solder, but there's little bits in here that aren't quite clean, but I can't get to them also. It's so superficial. Let me see if I can just drive this in there a little bit. I need to get some soft micro fiber gloves. So here is our Hound. Come on, get in there. And then we got our fox on this side. Big fox, little fox. And the hound and little hound. So let's grab a jump ring. I use stainless steel jump rings, so it's not going to be a problem in the tumbler. Grab these guys. Boo. So it's a little thicker, so we'll see if this one works. I don't know if it's big enough. Yeah, it's not big enough, because I still have to be able to get a chain through it. There's one. So switching up to, so normally those will work, but because this is 2 spoons put together, it's a little thicker, so I need to make sure that I go bigger. That's better. Get this to click. And there we go. I got it done! Woohoo! Done. That is off my list. I'm excited. Once this comes out, I'll get some pictures and I'll post those on my Facebook. I just saw the fingers crossed too, dude. Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It looks good. I'm about 90% sure it's not going to come apart. And if it does, he knows a guy that can fix it. Okay. So I've got a huge mess to clean up. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Sometimes this gets pretty boring and monotonous, especially whenever I'm working with the bud vases like it was earlier, or making rings. Sometimes you make a couple hundred at a time. It gets kind of monotonous. So I thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. You'll see my new updates. Most of my videos are lives. I will have a few shorts coming out, but you'll get notified whenever I go live, whenever you hit the bell. But I think that's it for tonight. Yeah, it's 11:30. I still have to eat dinner. Okay, thank you, OCD. All right, I hope you guys all have a great night. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys